Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for having this amazing idea of starting a podcast and really having a conversation about real things in people's lives and our journeys and our experiences and how that shaped us.
I'm glad you liked the idea.
I absolutely loved it. I have to be honest, I was extra nervous, but I'm like, you know what?
too.
We're talking about stepping out of the comfort zone. Let's just do it, right?
Are.
So
yes.
here we are.
Here we are.
Could you start with introducing yourself, telling us a little bit more about you, your background, especially given the fact that you're coming from a big family?
Okay, sure. I'm Merjem Babic. I was born and raised in Cologne, in Germany, but I'm originally from Bosnia and Herzegovina, as you know, and since you're two from Bosnia, proud Bosnians here.
Did you get the question, is the war still going on?
I did. Well, alhamdulillah, it's not. Let's hope it will stay this way. Actually, I was born during the war, so...
Same. I was actually born 2 months before the war started.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was in the middle of the siege Sarajevo for the entire war, for 1,491 days. Anyways, please.
Well, I have to get from this
topics. Your family, your upbringing.
Let's do this. I come from a big family.
Mm-hmm.
I have 6 siblings, 4 older sisters. I'm the youngest from the sisters, and then I have 2 younger brothers. So we are a huge family, especially for Bosnians. This is so unusual.
Yeah.
And I know, I grew up in Germany. Even for Germans, it's very unusual. So, when someone asked me, how many siblings do you have? I was like, I have 6, because you always get, a comment you don't want to hear. So, but now, as I'm older, I'm so much more proud of it. And I see the advantages of a big family.
Having so many, I'm older sister, elder sister myself. And I know how much of impact my younger sister has had on me and how much I hope have influenced her life. From a stupid thing sharing clothes to actually sharing advice. How was it to be the youngest of all women in the family?
It has some good and some bad. For example, when I was younger, I always wished for an older brother.
Oh.
My sisters, they married really young. My first sister, she married when she was 17, then the next was 21, and then the other one when she was 18. So they left home at a very early age, and we have a huge age gap, 16 years in between. So I was 3 years old when she got married. So it was difficult. I knew a brother, he would stay home longer. He would not get married this fast. Or, when they get married, they stay close to the family. So all of them even moved away from Cologne. And then I had one sister. She and I, we have 4 years in between us. And I felt the closest to her. Mm-hmm. And when she got married, I was 18. It took a toll on me. It was losing my best friend. It was I didn't realize it on the day of the wedding, but when she moved out, it hit me. It was
oh my goodness,
where is she? Yeah. And then you're the only girl at home. And, we Balkan people know how it is as a girl in a family.
Did you feel pressured to take the same step as your sisters and start your own family, get married?
I did. I grew up with the dream of getting married at a really young age, having kids with 25. It did not work out as I thought I would want to, and I'm now grateful it didn't actually, because everything has a reason, and time is right, plan is exactly how it is and how it should be. So I'm not
1,000%
thinking of, I wish I would have been married by now. And now I see the advantages.
Was it hard to find your own voice in such a big family?
It was really hard because, there's some kind of habits, you mentioned that as well, that you get from a huge family. And it's when we're together, honestly, you learn multitasking because everyone speaks at the same time.
Okay, a random Sunday family lunch, how many people are there?
Oh, wow. I have 8 nephews now and 1 niece. She's still a baby, so I don't know if I can count her in. And 3 brothers-in-law. But, of course, they're all around the world, so we're not always on the same spot. I have a few siblings, let's say half in Dubai and half in Cologne. So yeah, we are sometimes like 10 adults or even more.
Wow.
And that's not even...
Just a breakfast.
Yeah, it is. And then minimum of 3 kids.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is quite loud when we are together. So, you know, when our brother, when my brother-in-law, he was like an only child. And when he came to our family, he was like, he gets a headache all the time. And
He's like in the corner, man.
And then, you know, we also eat very fast, all of us, because we shared a plate when we were younger. So all of us were scared, I'm not going to get enough food. I have to eat faster. And he was like always, no, I'm going to enjoy my food, bite by bite. And then it was, for everyone else.
Weakling, huh?
Yeah, for everyone else coming into the family, it is quite a challenge.
I can imagine. But I'm so curious of how that shaped you as a person. Professionally, personally, like what have you learned?
My sister taught me, my sisters, all of them, they taught me how to treat my brothers because, you know, I was the youngest from the girls. So, you know, I did get special treatment and they paid all the time for me, invited me to vacations and stuff. So I tried to give it back by treating my brothers the same way. You know, at the beginning, we shared a room, all of us. So we have this habit of being grateful for everything we have. For example, the building where we lived before, I drive past it like almost once a week in Cologne. And then, and all of us do it. Like every time we pass by this building, we are like so grateful where we are now. And we also see like the struggles of our parents, or especially of my mother, and she really shaped me because I mean she raised 7 kids and she was she had a full-time job. She was always working and she's still working. And
such a warrior, no?
Yeah, she is, honestly. And we mentioned the war in Bosnia, and you can imagine she was alone then here in Cologne. She was pregnant with me. She didn't know if her husband was still alive. Yeah. She had already 4 kids she had to take care of. She was working full time. So I do get that from her. Like she shaped me to be a strong, independent woman, to follow my dreams. She was always like this. No, you're gonna do high school. There's no way around it. You're gonna do high school. You're gonna do your studies, you know, because she knew her struggles when she came to Germany. She didn't know German. She didn't have a job back then. She was not able to study herself. So it was very important to her that we do all of this, so we will have it easier. And that's what shaped me. And that's why I'm so ambitious. I'm like, I want to pave the way for my children because I know my struggles as well. Being the first generation to generate wealth, it's so difficult. Like,
right?
It's so difficult. I always feel like children coming from a wealthy family, they know they can achieve it because their parents showed them. And for us, it's like, it felt like a dream world. Like, am I really gonna achieve it like no one in my family did?
Coming from a wealthy family, as someone who comes from a wealthy family, they would always have access to these other people who could influence and help them pave their way forward, build up that wealth, right? So because that would be their circle of friends or their parents' friends.
True.
But then coming from, as you said, like I love how you put it together, like the first generation of creating wealth or building up wealth, you don't have all of that. You have to figure out your own way around it. You have to figure out the best way to get to it.
Yes.
So let's talk about it a bit more. How did you find your passion? Let's talk a bit more about your career, your dreams, your passions. How did you find them? What gave you the push to go and chase your dream?
Well, I am a full-time finance manager in a marketing agency, but my true passion is to build my own business empire. Hopefully one day. I already created a business. I have an online web shop called princeandhugs.de. and I am a model. So
that is wonderful. That is wonderful. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
I love that.
About all of that, the online shop, and how did you get into that? Why?
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit more about your modeling career as well. How did you get into all of that, and how was that experience for you?
In the next episode,
you always feel like you're putting all your energy into someone else's success. Legs shaking. Maybe I'm healing my inner child with it, but don't get caught. I'm always nervous. I just learned how to cover it.